Hi, hi. My name is Sabrina Grigsby, and who or what is my greatest influencer? I necessarily don't have an influencer, but what I can say is that I will talk about my background, where I came from. Um, I have started with Martha Washington. That was a school in West Philadelphia, and I had attended that school for 2 years. That school had a lot of curriculum, had good teachers, had good leadership. It had a lot of good programs too, where I decided to want to be something at a young age. But after after second grade, I had to go to another school for family issues and family problems. And that school was Locke Elementary School, and that was located in West Philadelphia as well. That school right there. That I had a lot of obstacles. I ran into a lot of obstacles because it was completely different. Even though the schools were about 2 to 3 blocks away, it was completely different. This type of school, it was more violence, more fights, more arguments, a lot of things. Teachers, necessarily didn't care. Some did. Um, and teachers in there, and most of my classes I had basically a balance of good and bad. Be something, be someone, and I got that when I was in Martha Washington. Then I decided to go to Bach High School, that was in South Philly as well. I mean, that was in South Philly. That school had a lot of trade schools because I'm sorry, excuse me. That school had a lot of um trades where I can be able to take the classes. When I was younger, when I was in middle school, I did dance. I did classes and competitions. I did fashion shows. Um, I did drill team competitions as well when I was younger. And I wanted to keep following those steps, so I decided to go to Bach. And when I went to Bach, they had a lot of trade schools. A lot of trade classes where I was able to keep that going and keep that alive. And when I had got to Bach High School, I had my trade class was culinary. I always wanted to do culinary. My grandma, she used to cook every Sunday, and it used to be delicious. My father used to cook every single day. My mother used to cook every single day as well. And it was married couples. But my father, I wanted to cook. I always wanted to cook and I always wanted to bake. So I decided to do, culinary when I went to Bach. Um, then Bach had to shut down. And Bach had to shut down in between 10th and 11th grade. I was in there in 10th grade, but then the next year was going to be 11th grade. I would have to find a different school. And that took a toll on me because, I felt like, a lot of stuff was about to be snatched from me. And it was based off because, it was a trade school and it was a good school and they had a lot of programs, they had a lot of things, a lot of good things happening. And it's a lot of pros and cons in every school that you go to. But this, Bach was really a good school. It was a lovable school. Um, I became pregnant in 11th grade. I had my first child in 12th grade, but I had attended to go to South Philadelphia High School, where most of the kids in Bach wanted to go. So I just I went there. But when I had my time and when I had the opportunity presented to me to attend my most desired school was Kappa. Um, that my desired school. I didn't attend the school that I wanted to go to. Um, to move a little bit more faster, after I graduated out of high school, um, I attended this trade school, which was called Empire Beauty School. Um, I did cosmetology back in Bach, which was programs after school. They didn't have it for a trade class. They used to, but they didn't. So I decided to do that after school because that's something I wanted to do. That was one of my passions. After I graduated out of high school, about a couple years later. But I always had this obstacle. I always had this fear in me. I always had, this worry in me, this excuses in me. After I had my son, and after I had my son, my mother and my father was big supporters. They watched my son when I was in school or when I was in doing work, when I was at work, or doing extra little curriculars after school. They would watch my son for me. And they are true blessings for that, because i don't know I don't know what I do. I don't know what I would have done. Um, if I didn't have that big support. I come from a family of all together it makes us nine. Facing situations where after I had my son, I had times where I didn't want to do things. Sometimes I discouraged myself, or sometimes I feared that I wasn't going to be able to, go to school. I always wanted to go to CCP, and I always wanted to live on campus and dorm. So when, that time came when I was able to apply and able to actually attend the college, it wasn't the time for it. So, biz though it wasn't the time for it, I got discouraged because I'm like, when is my time going to come when I'll be able to attend school? When is the time is going to come when I'll be able to, attend, and to do a career, to be someone, to be something. So after I had my son in private beauty school, I wound up having another son. Um, and I had my son when I was about the age of 24. That was my second son. He is 4 now, so I am happy that the door has opened for me to attend college. So when after I graduated out of Empire, but the door has finally opened for me. Um, my education, what is how is college is different from high school, and how is college is different, how college is different from high school. I can say that for high school, you have a mentor. High school, you have, your mother, your father, you have your grandmom, your grandpa, you have, your sisters and brothers, you have cousins, you have a lot of people that's around you that's going through the same similar things, where you're able to, communicate with them or converse with them about the situation that you're going through. That you have mentors, you have people to push you, motivate you, encourage you, wake you up at a certain time. You have all these things in high school. You got somebody that's basically on your back, breathing on your back, telling you to do this, do that at a certain time. And necessarily, I feel like some people are, already grow fully into doing this stuff on their own. Some people didn't probably have that, but I feel like, I feel like high school is like preparation for college if you are a college person, or if you want to attend a college. um, for college, I feel as though that this is where you are not a pre-adult, but you are adult, where you have to prioritize on your own, and you have to turn in certain things at a certain time. So that means that you're not on your own time anymore. You are on a time of college. You got to get certain things done at a certain time. You have to do certain things at a certain time, and it's not up to you to decide that if you're going to do it or not. Like, if you want to do college, you have to do what what's being given to you. um I can say, what is the greatest challenges to my education success is being unequally yoked, like basically being unbalanced. I feel like, if I'm unbalanced, I can't get homework done. If I'm unbalanced, I can't attend to my kids. If I'm unbalanced, I cannot have self care. If I'm unbalanced, I cannot do the things that I desire to do each and every day. So I feel as though that being balanced is something I really want to prioritize. It's something I want to, learn and discipline. And that I am growing and I am learning that in college now. I'm grateful and thankful and happy that this door has opened, because it actually made me grow in so little time, so fast. It definitely helped me with time management, because I'm not. I tell you the truth, I'm not the one for time management, but I'm happy that I am attending classes and for learning time management and discipleship. And creating boundaries too. I feel like in college you create a lot of boundaries. In high school, that's where you're just the getting to know boundaries. Allowing a lot of people to walk over you, allowing a lot of people to do this or allowed to do that. A lot of do certain things. Just a lot of things not supposed to be doing, or being said. So I feel like for college, I feel like college is to shape you and mold you in a lot of ways, just like how high school shaped you and mold you in a lot of ways. Um, I can say what were my fears starting college, or what my fears in college. I can say for that is that my fears is when I wanted to attend college when I was in high after I had graduated high school and after I had my son, my first fear was, not living on campus, not living on dorm, and how am I going to see my son? Where am I going to see my son? Not where am I going to see my son, but mostly, like all the stuff that I would miss. I know that, back in the day, some people they missed a lot of their kids, time or growing up because they have chosen their education. They chose, to go down a path of expanding. They chose to go down a path to, benefit for their kids or for their generation or for their bloodline. So I feel as though that, now I had that thought in my mind when I was after I had graduated out of high school, I thought about it like, who gonna watch my son? Even though my mother, my father was there, but you just never know um how it goes. So after I had, graduated high school, I went to Empire Beauty School. Um um, I lost my mother in the year of 2020. I lost my father in the year of 2020. Yeah, both 2 months apart. They were my big supporters. So I kind of wish that they was able to see me, in college, that you know see me grow and see me flourish in a way that they wanted me to flourish. I think they probably saw me just a bit, um, before I actually went to, college because I started to attend church. I am a church girl. Yes, I am. I love the Lord. I am a church kid, child, however you however you want to call it. Um, and I'm only saying this because that faith has pushed me to get back up and try again. That faith of mine of believing in my God has pushed me and motivated me to do the very things that I wanted to do, the things that I was dreaming about. Um, has it really has pushed me to go back and get it again, go back and do it again, try again, and to keep going. Um, it really encouraged me to, actually wanted to step out on faith without fear. But I did step out on faith with fear, but I'm here. Um, it says describe three things, basically can solve a problem or, in a strategy of, if you're in a pitfall or if you, distracted. I could say plan ahead, like, basically if you are a procrastinator like me, plan ahead. Try to plan ahead as much as possible. Try to write down schedules and try to accomplish them. But when you do try to accomplish them and don't get them done, don't feel discouraged and don't feel not motivated. But to look at it as in you got something done, and that to believe in yourself that you will get more done eventually. The next time go around, and that you can learn. My second one is encourage yourself. Encourage yourself to get back up and keep trying. Because sometimes when you're in college and when you're in high school and when you're in middle school, you get discouraged, and sometimes you need to push from other people, and sometimes you don't have that kind of push. So when you don't have that kind of push, who can push you? It's either you can push yourself and keep believing regardless, and keep having faith in your God that he will provide and that he will make a way for you, regardless of the situations, your circumstances. um I can say learn. My last one would be learn from your lessons, and grow from your mistakes. A lot of people, it's life. We have lessons all day every day. It's life. But at the same time, I feel as though um that some people don't learn from their lessons. And me, I was one of them. I never really learned from my lessons. But now I'm learning from them, and I want to learn from them. I want to learn from my mistakes, and I don't want to keep making the same mistakes. I want to grow from my mistakes and be able to encourage and motivate somebody else when they're growth, like in their growth journey, or when they're doing something, or whatever the case may be, whatever obstacle I had to overcome, I want to be able to help someone else eventually overcome the same obstacle. That if I can do it, you can do it. If you can do it, I can do it. That kind of thing, or to keep going and to keep believing. So this is my snapshot shot presentation. I hope you enjoy. I hope you like it. And thank you. Have a good day. Bye.